Hey everyone, Adam here. I'd like to start this video by apologizing to the employees of Jet Hot and maybe the powder coating industry in general, because I don't want to misrepresent that industry. And I know people's livelihoods are at stake because they're an American company and they're making American jobs. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm like a socialist pig or anything like that. But here's what's going to happen. Here's the problem. I made a video talking about the modifications of the bike. I made a video unpacking the Jet Hot powder coated headers. And then I made a video installing them. And then I made a video where I showed them leaking. And inevitably people are going to look at the bike and say, those headers are the OEM headers. What happened to your Acra headers? And I'm kind of like, I'm at the mercy of people that are going to ask that kind of question. So let's back up a little bit before I go over to the whole current status. I purchased an Akrapovič stainless steel header for $670 from Revzilla. I had it drop shipped to Jet Hot. I think in Ohio is where they do the off-road coatings. And in retrospect, I would have done the standard coating, not the off-road coating, and I would have installed header guards on my bike because the regular coating is smooth. It's not rough, and no, it's not as rugged, but it has enough heat tolerance to be fine for this bike. So it would have been cheaper as well. I think I spent $600 to $700 for the coating. Maybe it was $550. It was shipping and everything. So between $550 and $700. They sent me a sticker. They sent me the Acra headers. It took about 3 weeks from like ordering from Revzilla to getting them back to my house. I'm really glad that in November, before the bike was stored away, I went against my best judgment because I usually don't do work in the middle of the riding season, but I decided to go ahead and install the Acra headers and the muffler on the bike without anything on it, no other mods, well, except for an iPhone mount. And the moment I turned it on, well, the moment I was unboxing it, I actually sent a few pictures to Jet Hot, and there's a video here of me saying, wow, they basically coated the headers down to the very edge. And when you buy from, and this is an Acra problem, I think, BMW's headers are one single piece. The flanges, the tree in the middle, it's all one piece. Acra's piece is 3 parts. And in my opinion, if you're gonna make a 3-piece set, now Acra isn't an eBay exhaust company. I mean, this is a big company. It's like buying a Remus. I mean, Volkswagen, the Golf R in Europe, you could buy an Acra exhaust system with it. So this is not a fly-by-night company. But I think when you make a 3-piece set as opposed to a 1-piece set, it's an acknowledgement that your process tolerances are not going to always be perfect. What I mean by that, and I don't work in manufacturing, if you sell me a 1-piece and it doesn't quite marry up to the 2 boxer heads that are sticking out on each side, it's a little bit off on one side, I, as a customer with the 3-piece, I can push them together. But if you weld a 1-piece and it's off by a little bit, then you've got to remake it, basically. Same thing goes for the link that goes back to where the cat used to be, into the exhaust carrier and up where it mates to the silencer/muffler. That whole thing needs to work out to where that rear exhaust carrier on the rear subframe links up to the header. So Acra chose to do a 3-piece with springs that hold the 2 headers pieces into that rear muffler piece. Well, Jet Hot received this box and they coated everything. They even coated the holes where the rear heat shield go. They filled them full of powder coat. So where I had to actually re-tap these holes. So I sanded everything down to the best of my ability with a Dremel and the sandpaper they told me to use. I have it somewhere. But anyway, I put it on the bike and I had exhaust leaks on all 3 points. So both headers come down from the cylinder heads back, and they made in the back. Then you've got the triple tree in the middle. So the tree was leaking, and plus the springs were holding 2 headers together from Acra. Those 2 parts were leaking as well. The part that marries the silencer was not leaking, and the silencer was fine. Jet Hot reached out to me. They saw the video and they said, send it back to us. I think I paid for shipping, and we'll make it right. They said tape off where the flanges should be. Now here's the thing, hold on. That's good for them because they want to make sure I'm getting what I want. At the same time, if you look at these headers, they're big where they marry up and they come down a little bit. So they graduate down. So the diameter changes. Just don't coat the inside of the diameter there. And then where the part marries, measuring the diameter is 2 inches or so, measure 2 inches on the male piece and don't coat that. That way they come together perfectly. It's not that hard. I'm serious, it's not that hard. And I don't work in manufacturing, you just measure the flanges. I'm getting the headers for you guys. So you can see right here, it's not 2 inches, it's like 1 inch. You can see right here how all you got to do is say, okay, well, if this is 1 inch long, then I'm not going to coat the inch here that is this piece. Same goes for this. If this is 3/4 of an inch long, ignore the black stuff. I painted it hoping with high heat. I used like from Summit Racing, their paint that they put on like chassis paint, basically high heat chassis paint. So this same thing, you measure here. And you just don't coat the inside of this piece that goes in there. They coat the inside too. They actually coat the inside of the thing, which is one of their deals. You see there, that's wide inside. So when they coat the outside of this piece and the inside of this piece, you can't get them together okay. So I got it back from them. And I put it all back together. Oh, I'm sorry, I got it back from them. And they still coated the inside of these pieces and the inside of this piece here. So even though they didn't coat where I painted off, because I didn't paint the inside of this piece, the female piece, they still coated the inside of it. They didn't take anything off. They actually recoated it. It was a brand new white inside. So they only did half of what I asked them to, and they didn't even touch this at all because I had already retapped it. So they basically just removed coating where I taped. They didn't even think, I'm serious, they didn't even think, hey, let me put these pieces together and realize, oh shit, I probably shouldn't add any thickness to the inside of this because this is going to have to go around this on both pieces here. Well, I sand it down again, and then earmuffs, I hammer the fuck out of this. I hammer the living shit out of this. So much so that I can't even sell this used anymore because there are flat spots here. There's flat spots here. This was a circle. This is completely flat now. And it's also flat spots on the other side too, right here. Basically, I'm just trying to get all of this together as much as possible. I put it on the bike. I started the bike. And it still leaked from all 3 sections. Now, we should stop for a second. Is this Jet Hot's fault? Did they fuck up? There's like a deniability here, which is, you know, dude, it could be the Acra process. That's true. And in retrospect, the best way to handle this would have been to order the Acra pipe, have it sent here, install it on the bike. Oh, good, it doesn't leak. Don't take it apart. Mail it to them and say, just coat it as is, but not that little part in the back where the heat shield goes. Coat everything else. Don't coat the inside though. Please don't coat the inside because you're microscopically restricting the amount of airflow. So don't worry about the inside. Just coat the outside. Remove the springs. I have to tell them that because they'll probably coat the springs. Remove the springs, coat the outside, and at least then I know when I sent it to them it wasn't leaking. I screwed up by ordering the Acra in 3 pieces, assuming that they coat stuff all the time, that they wouldn't fit it all together and then coat it as is. But instead I sent it to them twice, and so they treated it as if there were 3 different pieces. They didn't treat it as one exhaust that needs to marry together. They treated it as 3 different metal pipes, and they coated the whole damn thing. Now, before I sent it back to Jet Hot, I had a guy in Boston who wanted to buy the pipes for me for like $400. He says, you know, hey, you spent $700 plus $550 or something. I'll give you 400. If it leaks, I'll have someone weld it. I'll figure out a solution, yada, yada, yada. He was very, fair about it. After I beat the living shit out of this, get it together, I can't sell it to him anymore. It's obviously dented up now. I personally spent, I can't do math, $1,300 to get an all black off-road coated Jet Hot, which is, I thought was like I was told by many people, this is the place to go. They are amazing. And I sent it to them and they fucked it up. And I can't tell them that to their face because Acra could have been the problem. I don't know because I never tested before I sent it to Jet Hot. But then when Jet Hot oversprayed the fuck out of it, I'm like, well, I don't know anymore. I have no idea because I didn't test it. They clearly didn't test anything. And so when I got the thing back, I sent them an email and I acknowledged the fact that, hey, you guys didn't really look at where I taped. You literally took off where I taped, but didn't look at the fact that the inner diameter inside of it was still coated. I got acknowledgement back saying, yeah, you're right. Let me look into this for you. I sent another email, said, that was very nice. Because again, they're a small company. I was like, I'm not trying, I know how this works. I've already eaten into your margins in a massive way by sending this back to you and having you respray it. I feel bad about that. And I got it back and it's like, now it's not it's a little bit better, but it's not perfect yet. I said, I just want this to work. And obviously I've lost my money now. I've lost my money. You've lost money. Can we just make this work? And I didn't get a response back to that. So I sent one more message saying, I CC'd the person I was talking to and the sales or support at Jet Hot saying it's still leaking. What can we do about this? And anything that happened. And that's been 2 weeks ago. So it's been 2 weeks. They didn't reply back to me. They didn't call me. I know they're going to reply back to me and call me after this. Don't bother. The damage is done. I'm publicly saying it could be the Akrapovič, the way they make it 3 pieces that caused the leak. It may not be your fault at all. All I know is that I bought a brand new can pipe that from a company that is really world renowned for making amazing exhaust systems, and I haven't heard of any leaking issues, and it's been leaking since then. So it's either you or Acra, I don't know, but I kind of feel let down by you at least, and I obviously have no recourse with Acra because I took their pipe and I coated it, and you told me, Jet Hot told me, you can't remove the off-road coating, it'll never be the same again. So I can't return this, I beat the crap out of it, it leaks. So I put the OEM headers back on, and if I'm financially able to next year, I'll buy the titanium headers from Acra. I will put header guards on them, and I will just put them on the bike as is, and I won't coat them because a year ago I had a local shop coat my OEM headers and my OEM muffler from BMW, and he said it was their highest heat coating they sell. It was a matte black. He puts it on Harleys all the time. He does hundreds of Harleys exhausts a year. 500 miles later, not only was the powder coating gone, but since he stripped the metallic plating off the headers and the muffler, it was all rust. I mean, it just looked terrible the whole year. And he gave me my money back for that, and that was really nice of him. He actually gave me a credit to get work done with him this year, which I did. I had him do stuff to my bike this year, which isn't heat related. So I don't want my money back, Jet Hot. I just wanted to grieve in public, and hopefully you can handle people's exhaust better. And if you're thinking about going with Jet Hot, make sure your exhaust don't leak before you send it to them, because that's the only way you can know that they screwed it up. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm very sorry, Jet Hot, and I wish you guys luck, and I wish it could have worked out for us. I'm sorry. Bye. All right, this is just for Jet Hot people. This isn't going to be published publicly, so you can ignore the Wookiee costume. Hi. So I just got this back in from you guys, and I first of all, it looks like you recoated it. It looks really, really good. Thank you. It looks great. And you also surfaced these edges, which is nice, and you guys did a really good job of basically leaving the coating off at these points here. The issue, I'm so sorry. The issue is that the inside is still coated. And I taped out the edges, and I kind of thought that would make sense, but you know, so when you look at how these pieces go together, this is goes on top of this piece here. But on the inside, when this groove is pretty evident, it's pretty clear to see where the groove is. But on the inside, it's also coated white. So when I try to get this piece in here, I can't. I mean, I can force it in, but it doesn't really go in because the tolerance is already pretty tight. So I'm gonna have to once again sand down the inside here. And the same thing happens here, where it's even simpler, which is these two pieces here go together. I take this off, you guys did a great job with that, but the inside here is also once again coated. So, and it's easy to see, again, where this hump ends is where, you know, the coating should also stop. So when I try to fit these two pieces together here, it gets stuck about there. And I went through this before with the same situation. So I have to now sand this inside part down, which I'm going to do. I'm going to try it out and do that. But I just want to let you know that you guys only halfway did it. And then finally, there are, you know, this is where the O2 sensors go. The inside was also partially coated where the O2 sensors go. So, you know, nice job. You did follow my paint line exactly, my tape line, which I appreciated. You guys did a really good job removing the coating from here. But this inside part here needs to also be removed down to like where this hump starts right there to get this in without any real fanfare. I'm going to try to get it work. I hope it works because it's going to go back on the bike. But, you know, I just want to let you know that. So thank you for doing this for free. It's just not quite where it should be yet. So let me know your feedback before I go into sanding all this down. Thank you, and I'm sorry to complain again.